Greetings, respect and love, shiny happy people. It's Poca, and I'm in PocaTV, Jamaica, as you can tell, and there's a reason for that. It's August 2012, and this is not just the month in which Jamaican athletes brought home gold, silver and bronze from London 2012. It's also the month in which Jamaica celebrates 50 years of political independence and commemorates one of its most important sons, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, born 125 years ago, one of the biggest thinkers and doers this island has ever brought forward, and also one of the biggest inspirators for Martin Luther King. So you can imagine that this being Jamaica, it's a month full of festivities and culture and reggae and dance and fun. And we've been sitting on a very special report that can link everything together, all those different themes. There is one person in the world who can do that, and that's Burning Spear. He can link together history, culture, reggae, Marcus Garvey, and freedom. And it's time to let him out, right now, on PocaTV.
Yeah, it's been a good while now since I've not been to Holland, you know. Matter of fact, it's a good while now since I've not been to Europe. And I also think the people are very excited about it. And I think the time is right to be here for my fan base back in Europe is one of the biggest fan base.
Look at you, fit and still on the road and doing this works for well over 40 years.
Well, what makes sense is to be here because I know the strength of my fan is also my strength, and my strength is also the strength of my fans, you know. So yes, it's the 41st anniversary of Burning Spear in the music business, recording and live performance, you know. So it's the people who've been listening to Spear over the past years keep Spear going from that time until this time.
What does that make me different from other people? To have you in my system?
Well, you became a part of the people also. You know, the fans included you, everyone. I know you've been listening to Spear for many years, you know, possible even before you get started doing what you're doing today.
Yes.
So, of course, you're a part of the fans, the whole thing. You're a part of my strength. You know, my fans, as I say, it's my strength.
What you do is African oral tradition, in fact. You tell our history, you tell our story in your music. What would it be without?
Well, who knows? But I'm just doing what I have to do as Jah wish. You know, I'm the messenger. So my duty is to deliver the message to the people. And the message came through the music, and the music came through the message. Yes, of course, I dig in deep, you know, based upon Africa history and the people, knowing that Africa is where I man originate from. It's my work. It's my work.
So how did that spark come to you? You were quite young when you started out. So what happened that sparked it?
What happened, I think, I didn't prepare myself to be a musician, to be honest. I didn't even know that I would end up being a musician.
No.
You know, I would do like any other young man. Was just
St. Anne's Bay?
in St. Anne's Bay, just doing my thing. And I can remember sometime I was on the beach, and I went to the shower to take a shower, and after I came from the shower, I took my comb and I started to comb my hair.
That was before you had the locks?
Yeah, and I realized the comb broke in two off, and I took up the two pieces of comb and I went to the shore side part. The beach is pretty close to where I were, and I throw both pieces of comb in the water, and then I say Rastafari, and since that time, you know, I start to live the way of life, Rastafari way of life, and I realized that there's a message to be delivered. And I also realized that I've been called upon by His Majesty, and I properly conditioned myself and decided to listen. And after I listened, I decided to deliver the message as Jah wish. When some people see a Rasta man, not knowing his name like any other man, the first thing they say is hey Dreddy. Some Rasta man don't like the name Dreddy. I am happy with the name Rasta man. I am happy with the name Dreddy. I have no intention to criticize my brethren. Have no intention to criticize my sister.
Your voice, it sounds like it comes from ancient times, like it was always there and it always will be. And you're telling me that this was a calling from His Majesty. Do you think those two things are linked? Your calling and the fact that your voice has something of all time? It's a link, of course, for when Jah call upon a messenger to deliver the message, Jah is very choosy based upon who is going to be calling upon. For there's a lot of one who think Jah would call on them to deliver a message, but along the way maybe they get weak, or maybe they get scared, or maybe that determination is not there within them to really spread that message the way it should be spread.
Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend.
The voice will always sound the way people been listening to it over the past years. It's not like a mechanical voice. It's a real thing, you know. It's nature, you know. And once it's nature, there's no limitation on nature, and there's a lot of things take place through nature. And I think I'm one of that thing, you know, where nature is always with me, and I always with nature, and my voice will always sound the way it sounds. Even when I reach like 70, 80, this voice will always sound that way. I might be singing, but the voice will always be there. My footsteps will always be followed by the people, for I know I set a firm footstep and a clean footstep where many people can follow that step and have no fear or no doubt, and that step will lead them right into consciousness. All they have to believe, all they got to do, believe about their self-confidence and their self-determination. Well, everything in life is possible.
Everything?
Everything, as long as we make it to be possible, as long as we want it to be possible, everything in life is possible.
And you are proof that your words are true.
Yes.
Because you're showing us every day.
Of course.
Yes. Jah is real.
Jah is real.
Yes,
Jah is real.
yes.
And Jah is so real, And I know Jah will always be real. And I say, glory be to Jah, it's one creator. And I say, Jah is my life, my savior and my redeemer. Who and what should I be afraid of? For Jah's take I through the night into the next light, so I could see the rising sun.
So you could see it. Bless up. I hear from the manager that you are needed downstairs in the sound check.
Yes.
Mic check. Yeah.